Hey, good morning. It's Lisa Loring. How are you? I have a cold. That means I got to stay home, which is kind of cool. And which I'm like, what am I, 5? And I get to stay home from school. But that's what we're working with right now, like giving ourselves permission. And one of the things that came up for me last week as a real point of hypocrisy, if you will, was the fact that I understand myself to be a very allowing person to a lot of people, and I give people wide breath and wide berth to be themselves and to go through what they're going through. But I don't give that to myself. So how true is it that I'm giving that to other people? Because if you can't give it to yourself, you can't really legitimately give it to, you're not really legitimately giving it to other people. That's fun stuff, right? So that's me. That's what's up. I am going to go live on Instagram. That's why I'm fooling around with my phone. And we're live on Instagram. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so we're going to do some stuff. And I'm going to come down here a little bit. This is actually like better for me. Although I think I might want to grab my meditation cushion. So hold on. It's right over here. It is right here. It is here. It is here. So I haven't done a reading since last week because I've been busy. But, this is actually something I really love to do. And so I'm working with making more time for that, whatever that means. But this is something I really like to do for myself. I'm really into. I really believe it has helped me grow as a person. And amongst other modalities, I did a yoga class here in DC. I actually never go out and do yoga because I've taught for a really long time. So there's not a lot of people that I enjoy taking class with and where I feel, guess what? Working with Shadowscapes Tarot today. By the way. I took a yoga class yesterday with Heidi Sormaz. She is one of my mentor teachers. She taught me, she was one of the 2 leaders of the second teacher training that I did. And actually, I think I'm going to do this over here. Yeah, I think this actually works out a little bit better. And she's phenomenal. She's actually hails from New Haven, Connecticut. And I did go out and take a yoga class at Dragon's Breath Yoga in Columbia Heights. Shout out to those guys. And on 14th Street, Columbia Heights, DC. So I'm going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. And I haven't used this one in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one today. I'm kind of excited. We'll angle the screen down when I pull the cards. So I ask for my guides to channel through me the best messages that I can share through my higher wisdom, my highest version of myself, to share with you all on the energy that we can work with to have the most fun today, to do the things that we like to do. Hey, Kirsty, how are you? I am doing a general reading for all zodiac signs. But because you've joined me live, I will pull a card for you when I'm done doing the general reading. And listen for anything that comes up in the general reading that applies to you. We're doing live on Instagram. We're doing live here on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. Yes, you're a Leo. Love Leos. Is that your sun sign or your rising sun, Kirsty? What are the beautiful messages? I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot. I haven't used this card deck in quite some time. I've been working with the Gilded Tarot. We'll see what the Shadowscapes has to share with us. I'm so excited to use this deck right now. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on with me. I think I'm super excited to be doing the reading. Super excited. I'm not loving the way this little camera thing is that's a little better. And the Instagram live making me look like this really big, like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I am bundled up, and I apologize. I have a cold. What do I have to, I don't have to apologize. I just have a cold. Been going through a lot, especially with the retrograde, Mercury retrograde. What does that mean, Kirsty? If you don't mind sharing, I mean, it doesn't have to be a personal thing, but what does that mean for you? What do you feel Mercury? What's the effect that Mercury retrograde has on you? It was pretty weird on Thursday when everything was like, it was crazy. All right, so what are these cards are not wanting to speak. I also have my crystal deck if these cards are not wanting to speak to us today. I'm forcing the issue with you guys. Is that what's up? Or are you just mad that I haven't used you in a while? Nah, cards are never mad. Cards are never mad. I'm supposed to be heading back from an A&R, and I bet this has been the problem. An A&R, what does that mean? And hearing. A lot of delays. Well, there's a reason for that too. You know, the universe may be asking you to slow down. I think the universe is asking us all to do that. The universe is asking us all to do that. To slow down, to figure out what it is that we truly want, to discern, to scouts the talent for the label. Oh, most definitely, yeah. So is that okay for you to heed that? To heed that request? You know, where's the resistance to that request from the universe? Hi, Champagne C. Good morning. Good morning. I might have to go at my other deck, but no, I'll just let you know. See, again, just Mercury retrograde. We want to go deeper in Scorpio. We do have a couple of cards that are popping out. Ooh, and there goes one now. I don't know whether it was upside down or not, but it's the Page of Pentacles. So it's a time of learning, maybe going back to square one. That came up for me. That's never come up for me as a take on this card. That I'm feeling maybe going back to square one to figure out what it is that we do want. And that definitely, I think, is a feature of this Mercury retrograde, the gift of it. It's not going to be a tough retrograde. I say that, everybody's situation is different, but it depends on your tolerance. It does depend on your tolerance. That's strange. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Champagne, I'm doing a general reading for everybody. I'm just like bringing you up to speed, all zodiac signs for the day. Maybe even this could be an overtone for the week. We'll see how it reads. But if you'd like, I will pull a card for you at the end of the reading. Thanks for joining. And here's another card that I feel, the Hanged Man. I mean, we can't make this shit up, right? The Hanged Man. And I hope y'all can see that. The Instagram live people, there's that. And then I don't think I showed you properly the Page of Pentacles. And this is the Shadowscapes by Stephanie Puiman Law. So the Hanged Man comes out as our central card of the reading. Jupiter actually, and that's really funny, Jupiter came out of shadow and is full speed ahead as of today. It may not feel that way, but we may feel that push, right? We may feel that push. Yeah, you're laughing, crying, right? I know. Here, okay, what do we have here? We've got these two that are definitely wanting to come out. All right, and then we have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands. So these are the cards that have come out. So we have, now I'm going to go ahead and angle this down a little bit so y'all can see the cards and the people who are on, hey, Sophia, there, the people who are on Instagram. Hi, Bill, nice to see you. I'm going to wave to you. Lots of love, brother. All right. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords. All the cards came up right. I've got a couple of other. I also brought out the Archangel Gabriel deck by Doreen Virtue. I always use her cards with a caveat that she does not practice in divination in this way anymore. She works in her modalities in a different way now. But her cards are wonderful. And the reason I pulled the Archangel Gabriel card is because you need some hot tea. I had some. I'm actually moving on to lavender coffee. I put like a lavender drop in my coffee. It's so nice. The reason I'm pulling that is the Archangel Gabriel is the messenger archangel, and with Mercury in retrograde, I think it's really important to hear from her as a way of guidance. And I feel that these cards have been super duper accurate despite the retrograde. P.S. One thing I did want to let you know about is the numerology on today is a 9. If you break down, the 2019 November, November is the 11th month and it's the 4th day. Those break down to a 9, which is a sign of completion. It's of spirituality, that kind of thing. So, I think what's coming to me now is that we do need to bank on faith and have faith that all will be well. And that despite the fact that, and then the Hanged Man card came out as the central card of this reading. So with this reading, with this as being the Hanged Man card, this is also the card of Pisces. And, the sign, the zodiac sign, the culmination, like at the end of our lives, we tend, and when you think about if you imagine your life as going through all the various zodiac signs, we come up with you come to the sign of Pisces, which is the culmination. And if you think a person at the end of their life tends to be more spiritual, tends to be more in touch, and is preparing for the end of their lives. And, and you're sort of living your life in a way that the usual things kind of don't matter anymore. And, things that maybe bothered you in your younger years are not a thing that you're going to be bothered with any longer. You're not going to waste your time with. And you're also going to let go with an extreme amount of compassion. That kind of embodies the sign of Pisces. So if we can be in that place of faith, during a time of where it feels like that we've got a lot of things that we want to do. Again, we've got Jupiter just coming out of shadow, just coming into a full speed ahead before he goes into the sign of Capricorn. We've got this full month of Jupiter. I think it goes into Capricorn on December 8th. I'm not positive. I'll have to look that up. But regardless, despite the fact that we have, and I'm looking at this card, this Two of Wands card that came out, we have places that we want to go. There are these decisions that we need to make, but it feels like it's impossible. But we're being asked to, in some respects, go back to square one. Really consider. And I love that this owl, and I brought my owl sodalite crystal with to this meditation, and in my personal meditation this morning, this owl is this sign of consideration of using our inner wisdom and being strong enough. Even though this is a page, I almost felt like it's really strong. I'm feeling a big strength card. Oh God, we've got Nine of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles, interesting, and Four of Wands underneath. I'm feeling a strength card. When I glanced down, I almost confused this with the strength card. And but I think the reason why is because the lion is in this. The lion is in this card. And it's like a unicorn lion. I love that. And there are all these cats, which my cats are milling about here in the sun. And, this cat energy is all about, being in that watchful, you will move forward, and you will act. You have to have faith that you have banked a lot. The sign of Pentacles is also, the Page of Pentacles is also that. I had a lot of Eight of Pentacles. The reason I decided to use this particular deck was because I kept imagining the Eight of Pentacles card that's in this particular deck come up, which is that sign of completion, that sign of seeds are well planted, like a sign of mastery. And the Page of Pentacles is further into the Suit of Pentacles, but so we've done all of these things, and this was a theme that was coming up last week, which was we've done all of these things, we've planted all of these seeds, but maybe it is time to actually do something different and to reconsider whether what we have done is something that we do want to move forward with. Maybe it's time to go back to either square one and refresh or renew your interest in the things that you're doing. You'll find a way to come to that place, or perhaps it is more along the lines of, I'm just going to bring this up, more along the lines of, maybe scrapping the whole project altogether, but we are in this sort of hanged man place about that. And the Two of Wands, denotes that we are on a journey and we have some decisions to make, but we've got to be Queen of Swordsy about it. But it's the Queen of Swords, not the King of Swords, which is a different energy. The Queen of Swords is a more graceful, feminine decisiveness. So we are doing this, again, with a tremendous amount of compassion. And I reflected on that at the beginning of this reading. When we are in true compassion for ourselves, then we are in true compassion for those around us. So it's through compassion and having compassion on ourselves that we will be able to make the right decisions moving forward. That we will be able to have, to be in compassion, to give ourselves the time to move forward. And we will do it with great discernment. And we will do it with heart as well as head. Heart as well as head. Heart is all, again, this is the Hangman is the number 12 card, 12th house. All about compassion and of being of service. It's going to be through service as well. I feel like I need to blow my nose. I don't think I brought any Kleenex. Probably not. Anyway, no worries. I'd like to read from this. I thought I might pull one from the Flower Therapy. I'd like to pull a card from the Archangel Gabriel deck, in honor of the Mercury retrograde and the intelligence. We are gaining a lot of intelligence. When a Mercury retrograde happens, we are invited to look within. And right now it is in the sign of Scorpio, it is one of the deepest signs in terms of intimacy and connection. And this is being called into question. How are we connected? Where are we willing to be intimate with everything around us? Are we willing to be, like I said, in that kind of like headspace of a person who has reached the end of their life, and be willing to be that open and just let everything in and out without barriers, without resistance? That kind of intimacy. Can you be in that kind of intimacy with yourself? And then with everything else, because if you are willing to be that present to yourself, you're completely equipped and prepared to be that intimate with somebody else. So Archangel Gabriel, what do you have for us as a note of a message here? There's two that are coming out. Authenticity and birth. Authenticity and birth. So we come up with these two cards. Authenticity and birth. And the artwork isn't as it's very medieval, but this woman is clearly pregnant. So we are rebirthing a project. Two of Wands energy is coming up with that, right? But we have to be authentic and we have to be decisive about what we want. These are the final two cards that came out on this reading. Excuse me. I mean, these are basically the same thing. Like, what are we birthing? You're only going to birth something that you really want. You're only going to bring something into the world that you really want. And the universe is only going to allow you to bring things into the world that you really want and that it wants for you. That's the other thing. And that's the faith thing. Like, have faith that the projects that you've been working on are legitimate. They're authentic. They're real. You're only going to go into the back on this. You're only going to, I've lost my train of thought. You're only going to go into projects that you're really willing to stand behind. But take your time to figure out what that is. And be strong in your decisions. Be decisive in a beautiful way, graceful way. Grace is what is behind absolutely everything. Kirsty, if you're still on, I'm going to pull a card for you. And I'm actually going to pull it from the Flower Therapy Oracle card deck. And again, I apologize for the sound of my voice, but I'm really glad that I stayed home today because I wanted to do this. I brought the crystal card deck up. You know what? I think we're going to use that one. All right, Kirsty, I'm pulling a card for you. Champagne, I'm pulling a card for you. And Bill, I'll pull a card for you. Anyone who joins me, I always pull a card for as part of the reading. During the time I give myself to be on. All right, a card for Kirsty, please. A card for Kirsty. A card for Kirsty Terry. A card for Kirsty Terry. What is the card for Kirsty? What is the card for Kirsty? You actually got two, Kirsty. You got Rose Quartz, which is Temperance, and Charoite, which is the Five of Cups. Interesting. Temperance is a card of which in the traditional tarot has sorry, that's one of my cats, has cups involved in it. It has usually an angel like kind of balancing, alchemizing, pouring like fire and water. So there's like a cups energy. It is the card of Sagittarius traditionally. I know you're a Leo, but there is a fire element to this. So balancing out the fire in it, you know what you said that you were kind of in the Son of Hangman energy. So, Rose Quartz is a card of the heart and of bolstering up your heart chakra. So I would definitely consider what it is that your heart actually wants and start creating from that point. And that's all in this reading. That's all in this reading. And I don't know, I'll read a little bit about the Five of Cups energy is about looking at the glass half full. And being strong enough to actually shift your gaze away to from what's spilled. Again, that strength card energy keeps coming up, and it didn't come up in the reading, but it's coming up for me now, regardless. The five, having the strength to look away from what didn't work out and what isn't working out and recognizing that. I mean, I got that going back to square one thing, being willing maybe to go back to square one with the Page of Pentacles and relearn something. And pick up the 3 cups that are still full. Charoite, I don't know that stone. Let's find out. Let's find out. My singing voice is still there. The Charoite helps us integrate mental and spiritual development into our daily life and practice. It teaches us to understand that we are a soul living in a body. The stone brightens the shadows of anxiety, fear, and guilt with the light of perception. As a result, we become more aware of our aims in life. So get more into your feelings. This is very good to come up with the Temperance card. This is very good to come up with the Temperance card. Because that's all, Temperance is all about integrating the mental and the spiritual into our lives. How can you do that? How can you do that? That is the key to moving forward on the projects that that are delayed. or scrapping them all, or or finding the strength to scrap them all together. Champagne. Here is a card for you. Thank you for popping in and joining. And whether you're on or not, I will go ahead and pull a card for you. So when you go ahead and play this back, there will be a card for yourself. Champagne, champagne. What is the card for champagne? Champagne, champagne. The card for champagne. There it is. I kept watching. Heliotrope. Oh, this is gorgeous. 6 of coins. That's beautiful. I love this card. Ah, that is beautiful. 6 of coins is a great card. This is a have and have nots card. This is actually being willing to partner with the universe. Being willing to partner with the universe. Being willing to accept from the universe. Put in your order. Jupiter just came out of shadow, full speed ahead. Put in your order. I don't know what this means for you. Green is the card is the color of the heart chakra. So you definitely want to, just like I said to Kirsty, look in on what it is that your heart is telling you. That's really the blanket message for everybody is search your heart. Use heart and mind intelligence. Queen of Swords. That's very Queen of Swordsy. Queen of Swords doesn't give a fuck either, by the way. Queen of Swords is like, I've been there, I've done that. I recognize and I'm compassionate to everything around me, and I'm still moving forward. I've already been there. I take all of my experiences and I'm moving forward with them. I'm still looking at that 5 of Cups. We want 6 of coins. Oh, here it is, heliotrope. The heliotrope provides emotional, mental, and spiritual purification. It guides us to humility, thus awakening within us empathy and tolerance for the environment and all living creatures. So oneness, it's definitely a oneness. This green stone with red spots strengthens self-confidence and as a result paves the way for success. And the way you strengthen your self-confidence, Champagne, is by tapping into your connection with the divine, like accepting help from the divine, accepting help where it comes in, and also being of service, paying it forward. And Bill, I'll pull one card for you. I will pull one card for you. I don't know if you're still on, but I will pull one card for you, and I'll tag you in the post, so you know. Just so you know. What is the card for Bill Maripesi? Amethyst. I love that. That's an awesome card. It's a death card. What do you need to let go? Is there something in your life that needs cleaning out? What do you think? Using amethyst helps you tap into your inner wisdom. It's a great card for today, too. It's a number 9 day, so it's spirituality and completion. That is the significance of the death card. We'll pull one more card for Bill. Maybe something from Archangel Gabriel as a clarification on what that death card, how he can best use that death energy. How can we use the death energy? How can we use the death energy and not fear it? Don't fear the reaper, right? That song came up. Have confidence in your creations. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. Death is a place of rebirth. Birth came up in the original general reading. Something is wanting to be birthed here. Something wants space to be born. Okay? Hi, Buzz Rising. Hi. You didn't miss it. You can go back and replay it, but thank you for joining me. I'll pull a card for you. I'm actually winding down what we've been reading on here. But I pull a card for you. If you have a specific question, you can go ahead and post it. I don't know why I was picking these up, but that's okay. I guess these are the ones we're going to use for you. We'll use the Shadowscape Tarot for you, Buzz Rising. One's coming out already. The Nine of Pentacles. This is actually the card that was at the very bottom of the deck in the original pull. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of being self-made, of being abundant, of being very sure in what you've created. So even though some of these, like I said, some of this reading, a lot of the people who joined us, like, it is about creativity. It's about trusting in what we've created and trusting in our ability to create with the universe. And that's definitely a good message for you, Buzz. That's a good message for all of us. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do my yoga practice, reflect a little more on the cards that came up in the general reading, and I'll repost anything on Instagram about that. But I thank you for joining me, and try to see you tomorrow. All right, thanks.